Okay, we're gonna go ahead and start the meeting, and we're gonna take a look at the minutes from last week, which was 3/29/22. Comments, questions, suggestions?
Looks good to me. I'll make a motion.
Second. Okay, motion to enter the minutes from March 29th into the record. All right. Okay, report from the auditor.
I'm going to start a trend today, hopefully. I have nothing.
Nothing at all?
The Allied claims was a credit this time. So, I have nothing other than to reiterate what the Adams County Treasurer and myself have been saying regarding the fiscal state of our county, regardless of what is being said out in certain areas. We are very fiscally sound. And you can quote that. But don't take my word for it, let's ask the Adams County Treasurer. Do you agree, Adams County Treasurer?
Absolutely.
There you go.
I wrote that.
Didn't do any good.
Okay, very
That's
good.
okay. You did your part. You reported what was in the meeting.
All right, we appreciate that. Thank you, gentlemen, for your work. Acting County Engineer. Sounds important.
You got a tough act to follow today, buddy.
Yeah, I need to keep moving. Well, good morning.
Morning.
On the engineering side today, Bridge 106, it's being done. The beams are going to be set Friday. If you guys are interested or you got a little time, they're coming in the morning, set the cranes up. That's gonna take them a few hours. So sometime Friday mid-morning, they should start setting those beams.
Are they driving pilings too?
That's already done.
That's already.
Yep, that's done. They're just doing the work on the banks to get up to that point, because once the beams are on, then they can't, reach over anymore. So, yep.
Okay.
But Friday, the beams are gonna be set.
I always thought that's an interesting process too, to watch them drive pilings.
Well, with that span, they've got to have one on each side, the crane on each side, so it'll be a very interesting thing. All right. A couple weeks ago, I had given you the annual operations report, and then last week, you got the rest of it. Sorry about that, by the way. I don't know, it's kind of pretty self-explanatory, tells you, it's not detailed item by item, but it gives you an overall view of everything, and this is something we got to turn into the state. So if you got any questions, you want to discuss anything on it?
Reported in the minutes last time.
I'm trying to think if we entered it in the week before, maybe even, did we?
Yeah, I don't
But
remember.
I think if we want to enter it in with corrections, because there was some things missing.
I think we just.
Do you remember, Tony, if we?
Enter the report in the minutes.
Here's what I said. You want to see what I said last time, Brad, or see what's? See if we need to reword anything, or?
So I was thinking that first week, maybe took it under advisement.
I don't think we did enter.
I don't see anything in the minutes, so I would accept that.
I'll make a motion, go ahead and enter the 2021 report in the minutes that Highway Department provided for us.
Second. Okay, motion carries. Thank you.
All right, so it just needs signed now. Board of Commissioners. So while you're signing that, I'll just give you a couple updates. I know asked a couple times about the bridges that the state's working on. I just got an email this morning. The bridge on 224, just west of Decatur, is going to be closed, and how they say, on or around April 7th for 1 month for utility work. Then they'll reopen, and then the beginning of June is when they're gonna close it down for the replacement. So Just as a heads up for you. And then just as a reminder, we've started taking applications for dust control. So if people want dust control, they can come into the office, and it's $2.26 per foot. We reported that last week too, but I just wanted to, get it out there again so people know it. And
When's that start, the dust control?
it will go from now until May 13th is when we'll be taking the
Just
application.
right on that yellow crap.
And
We said just for a second.
that's all I have. They're normal, they're out still grading stone roads and, that kind of stuff, so.
Hey Brad, that one bridge on 220, that's the one right at the edge of the city, just
Yes.
past 28th Street.
Yep.
Okay, that's the.
There you go, Brad. Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
What is the utility work? I&M or NIPSCO?
They just said utility work, so any utilities that are located in that area that they have to move
Okay,
for installing a new bridge.
that's for 1 month, and it'll be replaced in June then?
Yeah, in June to November, it's gonna be closed again for replacement.
That's a major closure.
Yeah, you've done rough.
It's just a bridge.
Where is that?
224 and 100 West or 28th Street.
We got invited to lunch, so.
Early lunch, right?
Yep.
Sounds good to me.
June to September, huh?
June to November.
Oh, November.
What's that gonna cost? Is your bid, right? It hasn't been bid yet?
Yeah, I think it's been bid, I don't see those figures.
Okay.
For a state job.
This is a state project.
Yeah,
That's
yep,
a state project.
NDOT.
NDOT, okay.
Okay. Any questions?
Nope. Thanks, Brad.
Very good.
All right, thank
you.
Open
How
that.
does he know it's the state, dude? Come on.
Yeah.
Okay, Rick, you wanna come on up?
I did, for some reason, I gotta go back.
Maybe I did it on the, yeah, I did.
One thing I want to give a kind of a thanks to is the health clinic. They got quite a few gloves, latex gloves from the state, and they were gracious enough to give us quite a few boxes.
Oh, cool.
So that'll sure help on my budget. on
Yeah,
that, so
good.
That's the health clinic, so. I don't really have a lot, guys. There's a lot going on. I do want to bring you up to date on a little bit on the power room down here. What I'm gonna do is, I'm having a meeting tomorrow. I'm gonna bring Kurt Whitty in from the city. Just to see if we need a permit. It'll be myself, Mike Brown, Bob Higgs, any one of you three that want to come at 8 o'clock tomorrow. Gene Blakey will be here for the electric. Judd Myers will be here for the duct work. Stefan will be here, possibly for any questions there.
What time are you meeting?
8 o'clock, so it'll probably be a little after because the building don't open until 8. Around 8 o'clock, down in the room down there.
Yeah, I got a health department meeting here at 8 tomorrow morning.
Okay.
So I'll be here, but it'll be.
If you can make it, that's fine. If you can't.
Okay.
I just didn't want any, try to head anything off at the pass that may come. If I have to get a permit, we'll get a permit and go from there.
What room is that, Greg? What is this room?
It's gonna be called the power room. It's down on the first floor. We're gonna do some remodification down there.
That's where the generator is, up the generator is in there?
No, it's kind of where our server room is. We're gonna run all of our, we have everything all over the building, so we're gonna make everything central in this building. Yeah, pretty much it, that's it.
Okay.
Other than that, gentlemen, I don't really have a lot. Mark, have you heard anything on that? Did he post
close to children or?
Yeah, well, we have bids are, published, or being published, I think, today.
Good.
Good deal. I know you probably just got to look at that.
Yeah, I'm looking it over.
Yeah. Other than that, I guess you guys have some.
You think we'll be able to separate that out and order materials or not?
Yeah. What it did is myself and Bob sat down, and I'll show you that either tomorrow if you come, or Thursday if we have the meeting. I broke it down into like 4 phases. With, it's not handwritten, it's all typed out.
Oh, good.
So I broke that project down in about four identities.
Yeah.
And then we'll be able to put an amount to it once I get the stuff on the material list. But I have it all descripted. It's all written out.
Good. So we should be able to go ahead and get started on that pretty soon.
After we'll see what happens tomorrow. Go with that. I presume hopefully, we'll just get a permit and go on.
And get started, yeah. Okay. Very good. Well, that's something that definitely needs to be done. Get that all consolidated so we can move ahead with other projects.
Yeah. Once we get that going, we'll be able to do quite a bit in that marina.
Okay. Very good.
Yeah, this is fine. You can sign it. So on this last page, just says representative name, you put that, title, Adams County Building Superintendent, address, phone number, fill that out, and sign it, date it, and get it back to them. It says that there was, this is, it just has to do with a deduction for an energy efficient
It's on
project.
its taxes.
And so any expense for certifying that is on them.
Yeah.
So there's no expense to the county.
I just wanted to make sure.
Okay. Anything else for Rick?
Nope.
Okay.
There's 4 room on bottom floor. Yeah, it's very fine.
Already?
All right. Treasurer.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Morning, Ed.
You have in front of you the monthly report, and that is as of March 31st. I want to draw your attention to line 33. It says proof, go clear over to the edge, the right-hand edge, and 34 million and change. Underneath that, a dollar amount of $553.72. There are 2 ditches in the county that we are not collecting on this year because they have all the money they need and we just don't collect when they get up to that point. But with the conversion from MVP to Exoff, they did not pick up those 2 ditches. And so this is being corrected, most of it's corrected already, that as of March 31st, it still showed $553.72. So we are taking those out by hand of all of those taxpayers that would have paid. There's no need for them to pay. Rex, you've gone through that prior in your years. It'll be all cleaned up by this report at the end of April, but I wanted to point that out to you. Other than that, everything's good. Everything's good all the way through. There's some, I want to reiterate a little bit what Tony said. There's some word going around about how upside down and stuff we are in the county, and that's just not true. There's some people going around speaking at public events saying how bad a shape we are, taxes are too high and all this and that. And, you know, taxes have gone up this year. Everybody's home is worth more this year than it was last year or 5 years ago. Every single person in the entire county. And that's the majority of the reason taxes have gone up. And there's a great big complicated formula that the assessor's office have used to do those increased taxes. And I'm sure Mary could tell you, all the different percentages and everything that they figure. So yes, taxes are up a bit. We don't set the taxes, Tony don't set the taxes. The assessor sets the taxes along with DLGF down in Indianapolis. Regardless of what a couple people are saying, we're in good shape. Open for any questions.
Well, the tax caps are there to protect everybody, but even with the appraised values of homes going up, those tax caps also
Yes,
allow for higher
yes,
property taxes.
yes, because
But,
1%, 2%, 3% clicks in.
yeah,
My taxes went up, so,
yeah. Yeah, because your appraised value went up.
yes.
So, well, once again, we appreciate you keeping a close eye on that for us.
I do want to let you know that everything's still all dialed in for our big three things, the XOF, the L&D, tax bill printer and mailer, and then with our new credit card system, everything will be ready to go. Tax bills, since we had all of these back and forth with the ditches, we got pushed back 3 days, so it's April the 14th, they will be mailed out, which is the Thursday before Good Friday.
Okay. Well, I don't know that we can say we'll look forward to that, but
Nobody looks forward to paying taxes, but we try to make it as painless and easy as possible. And I have a lot of new things that's going to make many more options for the taxpayers as far as if they want to do the online escrow, 24/7 to pay their bills by telephone or online. And then we have a few different additions in the office itself, so.
well, you've been very aggressive and made some significant changes in the office over the last year, and it sounds like, and hopefully they will be making that office more efficient, more accurate, and just a better managed office.
And then two more quick things. Deb Gibson is now my seasonal employee. She's done with full-time after 24 years, but she's still gonna help out during taxes. And Kim McDowell, who was my seasonal help from last year, she is going to be the new full-time employee starting Monday.
Very good.
And then the very last thing, I've had some calls from different business entities that want to have kind of blanket access to all of our tax records. And what they do, they go in and sweep and try to figure out people that, where they can get that information and tax sales and all this and that. I've been working with Mark and Brooke, and it seems to me that all the information that they're requesting, they'll even pay for this. I think our data pit stop, it's all online, open to anybody. And it's my thought, I want to talk with you privately a little bit about it, but I think that's the way they have public access to that anyway. So instead of us giving the whole thing on a file, they can go in item by item and look up what they need, just like any one of us would do. You can look and find what my taxes are, I can look and see what Rex's taxes are. Anybody can do that on anybody.
So does that affect only the information on GIS, what's presented?
It ties into GIS. I don't know if that's the only thing.
So there's a link from our
Yes,
GIS
yes,
to
yes.
the
With
data pit stop?
Yes. That's how you can go in and look and see your tax bill, print out a copy. If you have lost it somewhere, you can print out a copy and bring it in. Or get your parcel number off that and do it online or by telephone if you wish. So that's all I got.
All right.
I'll make a motion to enter the treasurer's report for the month of March into the minutes.
Second.
Okay, motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Slide.
Ed.
Okay. Shannon, you have anything for us?
I'm following Tony's cue today, and I also don't have anything.
Really?
See what Mark has.
It's like, what the heck do we even come in for? Nobody's got her. All
I'm
right,
sure Mark will have something.
county report, or county attorney, I'm sorry.
County reporter,
Yeah.
Just a
is that
couple,
Jim and Eric?
just a couple of things. We have the renewal for Allied Benefit Systems as your third-party administrator for the health plan, and we just need to sign the amendment. We've been month to month, but this just will approves their services through the end of December, and we can revisit it next year as well. But I think they've done a really good job. They're a good TPA, and this is just their renewal. It's got the fees set out here, which are per employee per month. Client prescription drug rebate share is 80%. Medical admin fee is $11.65 per employee per month. Healthcare management coordination fee, 85 cents. Network coordination fee, 21 cents. Prescription benefit manager coordination fee, $1.06. Eligibility coordination, 29 cents. Cobra administration, $1.48. We don't have a lot of that, but when you do, it's important to have. You have to
And
do
these
it
are all per employee.
per employee per month. So of individuals that are on the plan. And so then there's an annual treasury service banking coordination fee, that's $3,000, stop loss coordination fee, $7,500. PPO access fees, those are all passed through. I've read through all this. There's a dialysis claim management strategy, that's very important. Ambulance claim management strategy, that's also important. So basically they negotiate, those, because sometimes you can get some really high bills.
Oh, especially with their ambulance.
Yeah, air ambulances in particular is outrageous, but they have a program to negotiate those payments. So anyway, it's kind of a standard, it's just a 2-page document, just need a motion to approve that. We'll have the chairman sign it.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion carries.
Hey, Mark, is there a bottom line fee, charge on that comes to?
It's per employee per month, so it's calculated based
Oh,
upon the
there's no
number.
annual fee, you don't pay like that?
No, they invoice us monthly based upon the number of individuals on the plan.
And this goes to the end of this year, December of this year or December? of
Yeah,
next year?
no, through the end of December 2022, yep.
Okay.
Next thing we have is, this is the subrecipient agreement between the Adams County Board of Commissioners and the Adams County Regional Sewer District. So this pertains to the 1.5 million in ARPA funds appropriated by the county to the sewer district in order to for them to do this next project without borrowing. And we have to have an agreement that says the sewer district is receiving those funds, and the sewer district will expend those funds then according to law, according to the rules under American Rescue Plan Act. And so it's really a lot of legalese. I've looked through it. Bond counsel for the sewer district prepared this agreement. We just have to have this put in place because the sewer district is actually going to close on the funding for that project here in the next 2 weeks. The project is expected to be completed not later than 18 months after the date of this agreement. Subrecipient will use the project ARP funds to acquire, construct, and equip the project. And subrecipient will own and operate and maintain the project for its useful life. Subrecipient agrees to identify, defend, and hold harmless the county and its agents from any and all claims and actions of any nature arising out of this agreement, including the use of ARP funds. No amendment is made unless both parties agree.
When will we actually send them the funds? Immediately?
Probably within the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
We'll do a claim and then have it transferred to, the sewer district will set up a separate account or at least a separate ledger to receive those funds and track those funds separately. And so I expect that they're going to only use those funds for construction-related expense, for actual construction costs that was competitively bid.
Are we limiting them to that by this?
Yeah.
Well, they have to use those funds according to the law, and that's how I'm gonna direct them to use those funds, is just for construction cost.
Okay.
And what I mean, and not engineering, you know, or legal or anything else, it's just gonna be construction cost.
Yeah. So that way that assures that money will be there to complete this project. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and that's one of the things that we're still kind of trying to sort out with Baker Tilly and Barnes and Thornburg is, you know, what can we use the funds for? Now, of course, the federal law, and when they sent, you know, they say, hey, congratulations, we're going to send you $7 million, and you can use it for these 4 categories. And one of the categories was public, you know, sewer, water infrastructure, or broadband infrastructure. So it's very clear, sewer infrastructure. But still, when you get down to, okay, sewer infrastructure, then how to specifically, what things can you pay for sewer infrastructure? And so my recommendation to them is to use it for construction costs, that we actually have, you know, so for construction draws, as we pay the contractor, we pay it for construction cost. But we're also subject to state of Indiana Finance Authority, which is State Revolving Loan Fund. So you've heard of SRF, which is really Indiana Finance Authority. You know, they tell us how to allocate the money. You know, they're giving the district $5 million. It's a $5 million grant to do this project. And sometimes they say, but you've got to use this money first, or you've got to use that money first, and this money last. And so that's kind of what we've been going around with them about, is kind of the order of the use of funds and what to use it for, because we want to minimize on the back end, you know, any complications from procurement
But
regulations or
really, at
things
this
like that.
point, since from us to the sewer district is not a grant or a loan, it doesn't matter if they use it first or last. I mean, for our.
For your purposes, you don't care, but I'm just telling you, that's how it's being allocated. That's what they're doing. Now, they can pay some legal and engineering out of this as well, but I don't think that we're going to, unless SRF tells us we have to.
As far as the ARPA revenues, Julie Marie, Mark, and Bree and myself are working on, we have to submit into the Department of Treasury, well, I do, the full report from March of last year through the end of March this year. Everything has been approved, the expenditures. These guys will have to write up how it pertained to the mitigation factors. And so we have to do that by April 30th, just FYI.
Yeah, and I talked to Bree. We need to get together at our office and probably this week or next week and work on that.
Yeah.
But anyway, this subrecipient agreement is just, it's just necessary to show that the allocation came to the county. The county designated 1.5 million for sewer infrastructure. And the way that you do that, literally the only way you know, counties are not cities and towns. The county doesn't have a sewer system, you know? So how does the county do a sewer project? Well, that's why you form regional sewer districts. And so the sewer district is the entity that can do the work. But because it's a separate entity, then you're saying we're going to designate the sewer district to do this sewer project with these funds, since that's a permissible use of the funds. So you have to have this subrecipient agreement that says, hey, we're having them do it. So any questions?
Any questions? Okay, very good.
Just need a motion to approve this and we'll get her signed.
So moved.
Second.
Well, I'm glad for the opportunity to be able to do that. That's a good use of funds, motion carries.
All right. And so the project description, you already know, but it's Sunnybrook Addition, which is out County Road 100 West to County Road 200 West as well. Gravity and low pressure collection system to serve the area north of Row Acres. Proposed sanitary sewer extension will include approximately 2,100 lineal feet of 8-inch gravity sewer, 18,320 lineal feet of low pressure sewer, 55 grinder pump stations to serve 84 homes. Also included is a lift station of approximately 13,000 lineal feet, 6-inch diameter force main. Low pressure sewers and force main will be directionally drilled and will connect to an existing gravity sewer at County Road 900 North. And then Oakwood Addition, which is a gravity and low pressure collection system with some grinder pump stations to serve Oakwood Addition and the fringe area. Proposed sanitary sewer extension will include approximately 6,360 lineal feet of 8-inch gravity, 9,460 lineal feet of low pressure sewers, 24 grinder pump stations to serve 90 homes, and also a lift station and force main. So, and then that'll be connected back into the city's collection system. Any questions?
Mark, how many homes at Oakwood? You said 84 in place. How many homes?
I'll just make a copy of this, Eric.
Oh, okay.
Is that also, I assume that includes the houses clear on the south end of Oakwood that are
Yep.
actually part of it?
Yeah, there's about 4 or 5 of them.
You see 84, 54.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think that's called Wilder Edition, maybe.
And Mark, any unspent money comes back to the county, right? Is that how it goes?
Well, what they're telling us is that we gotta spend it. They're saying that it's 1.5 and you gotta spend
They
it.
get to spend all the 1.5.
They're saying if you want our 5 million, you gotta spend yours.
Okay, I thought there was some left over, you might get it back.
That's how we worded it. We were hoping if there was some, but the actual project cost, estimated project cost is right at 6.5
Okay, I see.
with bids and
Probably
everything.
gone
So,
anyway.
yeah, I mean, you know how it is. All right, that's it. That's all I got. Sorry.
You're gonna make copies of those for us?
Yep. You wanna sign? Oh, you already signed it. Got it. Okay.
Maybe we should put in for another plaque or another sign.
Yeah, sorry.
It'd be like wallpaper over there.
Yeah.
I didn't know Sunnybrook was so big. 84 homes in Sunnybrook? Big area, big enough.
I think that's, well, I'm not sure.
Well, they're probably picking up some homes on the way out there too.
Yeah.
On the way up, on the high, okay. I didn't know-
Because if the line comes past you and you're within 300 feet,
Yeah, I link up.
Yeah, there's not 84 out there, but I think, but with
The entire covered area.
this whole service area is 84.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And then 90 in the Oakwood area.
Sandy
So,
homes out there?
okay, so yeah, so,
Didn't go to count.
So what is that, 174?
I don't even know where that's at.
174.
Go north, eight on 27.
That's math.
Go 5 miles out. Or so, it's on your right side.
Yep. Just north of Central Store.
It's bad, yes, before you get
It's right there, it's right there before the county line.
before you get to the trailer park.
Yep. There's only 20 houses.
What?
There's only 20 houses.
There's not that.
Oh, no, I was gonna do that.
I'd say maybe there's close to 30 houses.
Okay, thanks for putting that together.
He's actually only got 2 streets.
I don't wanna use that
He's got
chance.
houses, I think, on both sides. Both streets.
I'm working with Bree to get the final numbers on your seated spending plan. And I think that that's what we came up with, right, was the 1,060,000.
One for half of what the county actually gets is the $1,061,023
Okay.
after the hospital. And then
As far as the transportation plan, so you've got, let me see here. Do you have that exhibit A that we were writing on?
we need to know if they want to add another transportation for this year.
Right. So really, I think what we're down to is whether or not we're gonna put something in this for Council on Aging Transportation. And I know that, we're gonna meet in August with those representatives, I think, from NDOT and Tim Ramsey and, but that's not until August.
Sorry.
And then that, if that's going to go, then it'll go in next year. So do you want to put something in, I wasn't sure, are we going to wait then and put something in next year since it's not going to go?
Well, since they still do, or since they do have a transportation service that they provide currently, I'd be in favor of starting it this year already.
Okay,
And then as those services are expanded to include public transportation, then that would also benefit that aspect of it. So that would be my thoughts. So what's your?
Start this year?
Yeah.
well, and then, and especially if they, get any additional vehicles or need to get some sort of a building rented or leased and available for vehicles
That's
in
for
order.
2 years, right, Mark?
What's
We're
that?
setting this for 2 years.
It's a 2-year spending plan, but you can amend it at any time.
Okay.
So how much were we gonna put in? Was it still the same amount? $100,000?
$100,000.
Okay, because the county receives $1,061,000 per year in CEDAT revenues, and then you've got an amount that goes to Economic Development Corporation, Indiana Northeast Indiana Regional Coordinating Council, and that's about, we've got to figure that number for this year. Last year it was $6,500 roughly. Adams County Regional Sewer District, which is for administrative and support, and then you've got the job share with the sewer district where they also help provide inspection services for the plan commission.
One of the things while we're talking about this, and Bree is here also to maybe put insight, do we want to bring that recommendation from the Drainage Board? Since we're talking about the CEDAT money in the Drainage Board, so.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that now?
We can. Do you want to?
I think we should go ahead and do that because we need to, it makes sense. to build that inventory up.
Yeah. So, yeah, if you wanna.
Okay, so yeah, at the drainage
What do you want
board,
me to say?
We have to make a motion to go ahead and do all those line items now.
Because one of the things we talked about, and Tony and Bree, you can kind of help us with this, was build, as it is currently, the Adams County Surveyor gets their product from IMI Services, who always kept an inventory for it, not just for us, but always kept an inventory. Well, since they're no longer gonna have an inventory locally, we were recommending, or the Drainage Board was recommending to have the surveyor themselves keep an inventory, and for that initial inventory, use an amount of up to $50,000. And whether that would move into the commissioner's budget or whether that would move into the surveyor's budget, but that would be directed from the CETA funds.
There used to be a line item in the commissioner's budget a couple of years ago, and I think it was called inventory something or other, and they would purchase like, I don't know, 30,000 or whatever. They would purchase their supplies out of it, but then they were supposed to repay it.
Right.
And then we stopped doing that because they said they didn't have to do that. I mean, they
Well,
said they
and
didn't
see,
need it
the
anymore.
intention of this is that, see, all of this product is gonna be billed out of the individual watersheds and replenished. So that's why it's intended to be a one-time expense.
Yeah, so I mean, there is a line item, it's still sitting there, there's nothing budgeted, and I don't believe.
So for the accounting part of it, that's where we were kind of looking to
It's
do.
inventory tile connections, is there money in it?
I mean,
Yeah, they zeroed out, so in 2020, there was 6,000, and I think that council zeroed it out because it was never being used, so we were budgeting, six, I think at the beginning it might have been 10,000, but it was $6,000 that wasn't being spent, and council didn't want to budget things that was
Well,
not being touched.
And see, that's the thing we would have to watch so that it is just a one-time expense. That money would revert, as it's billed to the watersheds, that money would revert back into that fund to continually replenish the.
So if they're gonna bill it out of the watersheds, it's gonna come back in through taxes. So it's gonna come in through settlement, which is going to actually hit the drains. So it's gonna hit general drain or drainage maintenance. So then the surveyor is gonna have to keep track to know how much to reimburse us. So then it's going to be a claim. So you're gonna create a claim, we're gonna do a claim in the beginning to pay out for the invoice. Then the surveyor is gonna have to keep track, and then it's gonna be another claim to tell me, hey, we're repaying out of whatever drain fund.
Is there
Pay back
an easier way to do it for you? Because that was our intention with this.
well, I think what you do in terms of the CETA plan is, let's put everything in here that you want in here, and then I'll email it out to you. And I can put $50,000 on here for tile inventory one time, which we would put on just for 2022. Okay, and then we'll bring it to the commissioners next week. And maybe you can approve it without that in there, but then we've got the county council meeting next week. Let's just ask the county council, how do they want you to do it? Okay, it makes sense to be able to buy inventory and have inventory on hand, because obviously there's material lead time, there's material shortages, there's huge price fluctuations. So it makes sense to have a fund to be able to maintain some tile inventory so that, the surveyor's office can do these projects uninterrupted and with the best pricing. But we just have to figure out where to get the money. Where do you want to get the money to buy that inventory? That inventory will be replenished and it'll be repaid to the county as it's replenished. So we'll just ask the county council. Would they rather appropriate it out of county general into the commissioner's line item that you already have in there for tile? Or do they want you to take it one time out of CETA?
Well, if we did it that way, if we wanted to do it as an annual budget in that line item, then that obviously would affect the budget, but we wouldn't have to have the money revert directly to that specific line item.
What do you mean? So I can't put it back in, you mean when they repay
You
it?
can put it back
No.
in?
You can't put it back in.
Okay.
So like, once say it's 6,000 and they pay an invoice for 6,000, that line item's, you're done. You'd have to do an additional transfer to put more money back into it, even when they repay. Because you can't receipt into an expense line item.
Yeah, so what you'll do is, we'll just keep track of it annually, how much you get back each year. And so it may turn out that, you know, you don't have to, you're gonna have to budget it every year.
And I can look back and see what they did in the past. It's been several years since they've done it even, and so that's why the line item got zeroed. But I can look back and see how we exactly did it in the past.
Well, that'd be nice, you know, by next week when we speak with council, if you had some type of recommendation that you think would work well for, but I mean, the whole intention is just for the surveyor, obviously, to maintain an inventory.
Yes, I can look.
That's what we're trying to figure out, how to make that happen. So, you know, I think up front is, where do you get the initial funds to purchase the inventory? Is it gonna come out of county general, or is it gonna come out of seeded? And then after that, you know, as that is used and it's reimbursed out of the maintenance systems that use it, it's gonna make its way back into county general. And then each year, you'll have to reappropriate some amount so that you can keep up with the inventory. And just remember that you got the money. You know, so it's not like it's a one-time expenditure to park that capital, or to use that money to get your initial inventory. And then after that, it should keep up with itself.
Let me
So
ask
if
you
he goes
this.
on, I'm sorry, Stan. Go
Oh,
ahead.
there's no way to create a line item in the surveyor's budget, just so he can keep it internally.
I don't think so.
I mean, so surveyor's budget's in, if you're talking surveyor, drainage board, that's still county general,
Yeah.
same as commissioners.
Okay.
I don't know, I guess we could look into, I'm not sure why they can't pay it out of their drainage maintenance or their general drain, because they pay out of unappropriated, so if you pay it out, you're gonna get the revenues back. So you would hit the drains, to me, you would make the drains pay at that point, but I'm not
Well, I
sure.
mean, yeah.
Well, we can talk about all
Yeah.
the accounting aspects of it after the meeting.
Yeah,
So,
sure.
just for purposes of preparing this, I'll prepare this resolution based upon the numbers that we have. I'll email it out to you, and then we can ask the council as to how they want to handle this.
So as far as the initial money, are we okay with doing it out of the seed initially?
So then that's.
If
We
that's,
can do it out of Cedar,
okay,
if we wanna do it that way. Now, if unless the council wants to change it,
yeah. Unless they want to do it different, yeah.
I'll put what I come up with.
we can go ahead and
Make sure we-
Sounds like
approve
we
it,
gotta,
especially since we can adjust this.
sounds like once we use it, we have to reappropriate it every time.
If you put a line item in, we would have to do it every year to be sure that we had that.
Yeah, but one if
Well, I
he
would
needs
say-
Tuesday, my road's a 50,000, he should drain the 50,000 in there.
Well, the 50,000 out of Cedar, the thing is, if you need 50 out of Cedar one time, you got to work out what the thing is. What you're gonna have is you're gonna have fluctuation in prices. Right. You know, you're gonna have that, but they gotta keep track.
All right, well-
They gotta be sure they're reimbursed.
So you understand our intent and what we're willing to do, and so if you could help us with a recommendation on
I will look.
what's gonna be the easiest for us and the surveyor.
And I may even
Council.
send out an email to other counties and see how they handle inventory for their surveyors
The thing of
offices.
it is, State Board of Accounts,
Okay.
drainage report they have.
If we can figure out a way to pay it out of
Makes sense.
their drainage maintenance, the money's gonna come back in. I think it would be more of a counting on them to then charge the drains. But I think if that can be done, that would be the
To me,
easiest.
that seems like it'd be the shortest route.
But I will ask her.
All right. Thank you. Okay, Mark, do you have anything else for
No,
us?
that's it.
Okay, Carla.
Yes, you, I and Holly are here with the, quotes for the painting. We
Oh,
just got
okay.
the last one late last night, so they told us just to come down at the end of the meeting.
Oh, good, okay.
Kind of an issue. So when we asked for 2 of the quotes, Jess had not come to me and told me that the one room between us was peeling. When I went to look at the peeling with having lead background, and she had lead background, I said, there's lead underneath there. So we took our swabs, and there's lead paint underneath, the paint on top, and it's peeling. So we have these 2 quotes. I don't know who wants them. That one's not complete. I'm not quite sure. He has a different number here than here, so I don't know if that's his number.
Find out.
That one and this one, we did not know about those rooms. That one room with the lead paint. This one, well, we got a hold of Chris Murdoch. He came and he did quote, but he doesn't want to touch that room because he doesn't have any lead abatement experience. So there's that one from Chris Murdoch. He said he can get on our rooms as soon as possible, but like I said, he doesn't want to touch that room. And then the cone painting, he did give us a separate quote because I said I wanted to be fair with the others and have it separated so that at least they're similar across the board. He has one extra one, that's for the room, that extra room that has the lead paint, and those are the 2 other quotes that would be similar to those. I did get a hold of another one. I'm waiting for Ben Fox. He has not gotten back with me. He came on Friday to look at it, but we have not heard anything back from him yet, so. That's kind of where we stand. The other thing is, if you guys could maybe give us 2 options, and the only reason why I'm saying it's kind of a crunch time, we have to get this done by a certain time because it's grant money, or we lose it. If we don't use it, it's gone. And it's the end of June. So some of the places told us they didn't know how soon they could get back with us because personnel, they're limited staff, and they didn't know how soon they could get back with us. So I was hoping maybe if we have 2 contact people that we could contact, I at least would have an option to go either way. So that's kind of where we're at with that.
Well, Stan, why don't we take the quotes under advisement, and let's look them over, and then maybe you can, we'll see. We just want to make sure that we got quotes that are apples to apples, that,
Yeah, and like I
everybody
said,
had a
that-
fair chance.
That one extra one for cone painting, that $500, that's extra, that's that other room. The other ones are the same across the board, it's the same, that's why I told him to do that separate, so at least it'd be even across the board, does that make sense?
Okay, yeah, we can talk more after the meeting, sure.
Yeah, that's that extra room that has lead paint, where those 2 other ones, I did not know about the lead paint. She didn't bring it to my attention until after the fact.
It was that Fricky?
Pretty, and like I said, Chris Murdoch said he doesn't want to deal with it because he's not familiar with lead abatement.
Well, so maybe we need to get another updated quote from Fricky then, just so he knows.
Okay, and I don't know, I can call and see if he might not even want to touch it either, I don't know, because that's a totally different animal.
Yeah, or maybe Stan, I don't know if you could.
Yeah,
You know Mark Fricky.
I'll look at these. I'll come up there too,
Okay, perfect,
and I can look at it with you and see.
okay.
All right, but yeah, we'll take them under advisement, try and get it going.
Thank you.
Thanks.
What's your name again?
Yes, right.
Just taking that under advisement for now. Yeah. So there was no motion.
So you look over it.
Okay.
Thank you. Are you?
All right, yeah, I'll slip up there and look and see if we can do an apples to apples and what we gotta do with the loose paint. Because I'm not sure what they require on remediation for loose paint like that. So, okay. All right. Sheriff, did you have anything?
No. I mean,
Okay.
just learning.
All right. Very good. General public, Vern, do you have anything?
Yeah,
Okay.
I know we talked a couple weeks on the phone.
Yeah, sure.
And Mark Wynn was here and said some things that
some of it less than truthful. And I don't know, I presume he's not showed you a copy of the mediated settlement. You gave me the impression he said 6 trailers, they had to be DOT legal. Mediated settlement clearly says 10 trailers. Storage trailers by definition are normally not DOT legal.
Okay,
Either they have enough body damage that you can't run them on the road. Some of them become storage trailers because they've been separated from their titles for a various reason.
so they're storage only.
Yes, they,
Okay,
cannot be legally transported on the road other than by a record service or on a transport type plate.
is this something, if you want to have a discussion, should we have marked down here? I don't know
I
whether,
guess that's up to you guys,
Well, this is something though that's in litigation. It's in court.
okay?
And it doesn't invite, and the commissioners aren't a party to it. The commission, Adams County Board of Commissioners are not a party to this litigation, to this court case.
Okay,
It is the Plan Commission Building Department.
okay,
So that's my understanding.
okay.
I haven't been involved in it. So I don't know that the commissioners really have anything to talk
Okay.
about. I think you've got to answer to the court.
Okay, now the latest thing is, I've got a letter on Saturday, well, I got it on Saturday, it come, I think, on Thursday or Friday, that they're gonna revoke my permit.
Okay? Who's going to revoke it?
He wants me before the Board of Zoning Appeals, so they
Okay.
Can they do that with a mediated settlement in place?
You need to talk to your attorney about that. Do you have a lawyer? Do you have an attorney?
No, I do not.
You probably should get one.
Okay,
I can't answer that question for you because I'm not your attorney.
okay.
But yeah, it's in court.
Okay, so then why would I be going back before the board?
Like I said, you need to have an attorney review that for you and give you advice because apparently they're saying that the terms of the mediated settlement agreement have not been met.
They have not, I agree with you.
Okay, so that's probably why you're going back to the BZA.
Okay. My question was whether they can take me there or if they have to continue in court.
That's a question for your attorney.
Okay.
My guess is yes, they can.
Okay.
And that's probably why they're doing it.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Yep.
well, sorry, we weren't much help today, but
Sir?
it sounds like it's out of our wheelhouse.
Can I get your name? Nope.
Yeah. Vern Whirling?
What now?
Vern Whirling?
Vern Whirling. Okay. VRN Vern?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Hey, where you got a second?
I'll have to ask everybody.
All right, anybody else from the general public have questions, comments, would like to speak to the board?
You're good.
All right,
I've got nothing to get you, Dan. Yeah. I've got nothing.
yeah,
Join the crowd.
all right, meeting adjourned.
This is the one that I